what you little haters? I'm back from hiatus. I've been in PCRs and beta stumping niggas in the yard like I was one of the thetas. And I ain't trying to hear about who the fuck's your favorite. Vince Carter on the floor, outlasts all the players. Jumper still wet, still in the greatest shape. My prime is still going. Check my game tape. I'm still fly from paper planes to J's. Not rich, just got a good job, bro. Okay, still in my Levi's, 501's classic, fresh out the cleaners, all pressed in plastic. I be out in Beachwood, Nordstrom's and Saxford. Buy it off the mannequin and throw it in the bag. Shit, everything sexy from cologne to the fashion. I don't know who dressing y'all. Y'all look like trash. Chip.
All right, y'all. Mike, 1 2 1 2. I hope y'all can hear me out there. I hope y'all can hear me out there. I want to welcome everybody. Another episode. Pizzle. I am, of course, your host, Pizzle. Let me know if y'all can. Y'all know what it is, man. Love Pizzle back. I had to take a little bit of vacation, and as y'all can see, I am in my brand new home. I still got some cake to work out over here, but I'm still getting stuff together. I'm not in the chair that I want to be in yet. I'm trying to find like the perfect chair, and that's practically impossible when it comes to me. I'll be looking for them, and I just can't find one. Everybody like, well, John, get a gamer chair. I don't like any of the gamer chairs that I'm seeing. The gamer chairs that I'm seeing are like super duper trash. So I'm just trying to figure that out. All right, once again, welcome to Club Pizzle. I am, of course, your host. I am Pizzle. They call me Don P. They call me Pizzle. They call me Unk. They call me Pie God. Y'all can see it on the shirt. I am in my brand new home, away from home. Well, not away from home, but my brand new home. The original setup, or how I had everything set up when I was back on Anchor when I started this thing a couple of years ago. I want to give a shout out to all of my guys over at Redline Radio. Dave and Lee and Lisa having me over there. It was a great year over there. I had the time of my life. Timbuktu, my guy, shout out to him. Just shout out to everybody that was over there. I appreciate y'all for having me there. It was a great year over at Redline. I told y'all before, Redline is still family. It's always going to be family. So, you know what I mean? I'm just happy. It was time for me to go on my journey. It's time for me to embark on this journey that I'm going on. And I'm here to have a good time and do what I do. And do my whole Pizzle thing, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Pie God. We get all this. I'm still not all the way together. I'm still working out some kinks at home, but for the most part, as y'all can see me up and running, my background here. Let me disappear me real quick. Wait a minute. Can I disappear me? Get me out of there? No, I can't get me out of there yet. No. We're working out the kinks, y'all. We're working out the kinks. But y'all see me, I'm up in here. A little background here. You know, with my logo in the back. Y'all see the happy hour logo right above me. Right up here. I'm still working out the point and all of that. But I'm here, man, and I am excited to bring to y'all the talk only how I can give it to y'all. I got some stuff to cover. Before I do that, not as of yet. Don't plan on it anytime soon. But just shout out to everybody. Y'all continue to benefit of me and of this platform. This is Happy Hour Network. Super duper grateful for that. I am again, man, I'm elated, I'm excited, I'm all of these things just to be here. So let's get to it, man. Since the last time I left, y'all, the NBA Finals started when I left. And we've crowned a new champion, the Denver Nuggets. Now, I'm not going to sit here and brag that I told y'all this was going to happen. I'm going to leave that alone. That's not what I'm here for. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. Get this microphone, right? See this thing and adjusting the microphone. Just some more shit I got to work on. But the Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic came out and he showed everybody he was him. He was the best in the world. He was the MVP, the uncrowned MVP. Although I did think that Joel Embiid deserved MVP this year. I won't take that away from him, as y'all shouldn't. It's a regular season award. It's not a playoff award. And I think that the NBA and the voters might have suffered from a little bit of voter fatigue and gave the MVP to Joel Embiid. And that happens because, like, if you look at the past MVPs, Michael Jordan went through a little bit of voters fatigue. That's why Karl Malone got it. They could have gave it to Shaq anywhere from 2000, from 99 to about 2005, 6. Look at LeBron. LeBron could have won MVP every year from about 07 to about 2018, if we're going to be honest. And let's be honest, like, voter fatigue happens, and LeBron won 4 in that time frame. I think the year that Derrick Rose won it, that they could have gave it to LeBron. But this is not a LeBron cast. I would talk about other things other than LeBron. I can, and I'm capable of doing that. I'm that good at what I do. But Nikola Jokic, the Denver Nuggets, congratulations. Shout out to the homie Mr. Shredder in the building. Mr. Shredder will be a guest on either this one or, you know, one of my other endeavors. I'll get to y'all a little bit later. But those Denver Nuggets won that series in 6. Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat, a valiant effort. A team full of second-round picks, depleted by injuries. No Victor Oladipo, no Tyler Hero, and they still managed to push that series as far as they did. No, it was 5 games, I believe. Whatever, but Denver Nuggets won. And what a well-played series. Congratulations, Mike Malone and those guys. Like, it was like the playoffs, they were not as compelling as I thought they were going to be. By the time we got to the finals, I think we already knew that the Denver Nuggets were going to win. Anybody outside of the Miami, Fort Lauderdale, South Florida area, anybody else, y'all knew the Denver Nuggets were going to win that series. There's no way in hell that y'all thought the Miami Heat were going to beat the Denver Nuggets. And the Denver Nuggets, and you look at how they did it. They did it. I'm not going to say they did it the right way. They did it. They built through the draft. Nikola Jokic, second-round pick. They drafted Jamal Murray. They took a chance and drafted Michael Porter Jr. They made some key trades by bringing in Aaron Gordon, bringing in Jeff Green, signing Bruce Brown. They made all of these big moves. They made all these really good moves, and it paid off for them. And like, there are so many different ways to build a championship team. Like, you can build them through the draft. You can tank and pile up cap space and take on a bunch of bad contracts and get a bunch of salary cap space and go out and get the best guys and max out at your salary cap and try to go get it. Like, it's so many different ways. I'm not going to say there's a right and a wrong way, just whatever way you feel like is the way to do it. It's just the way to do it. And that's just the whole gist of it. Their parade, like my one big problem with it is the fact that Mike Malone seems to be obsessed with LeBron, and that's not somebody that I think that I would want to. That's not a bear I want to poke. Ask Dylan Brooks. Don't poke that bear. Just don't do it. Like it's. But when you're the champions, you have all the room in the world to talk all the trash that you want to talk. Okay, and that's just the truth of the whole matter. Let's get into free agency. I don't even want to get into the draft. The draft was predictable to me. We knew Vic was gonna go one. Like we had it all made up. Like all of that stuff. It just is what it is with that. Like we knew who was gonna make what move and who was gonna do what with the draft. We knew Vic was going number one. We knew that Scoop was gonna end up in Portland. Y'all didn't think Imani Bates was going to end up a Cavalier, but he wound up in our laps. And Cavs fans, don't you worry. I got some stuff for y'all. Don't y'all worry. This is not, I'm telling you right now, this is not a strictly local show. I don't do Homer talk. I won't do Homer talk 100% of the time. But y'all will catch me in pockets giving y'all some local stuff. I do have some stuff on the Cavaliers. Just look out for this network, period, man. I'm going to just be like on top of Club Pizzle. I'm going to be giving y'all small segments, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe 15. It all depends on certain stuff. And I'll do that with the Cavaliers and with the offseason that they had. Berg, I see you. Jessica, I see you. Ray, I see you. We're just going to, let's jump into, before I get into free agency. And just looking at what went on this offseason, it was a coaching carousel. A lot of coaches got fired in key positions. And it was just like a musical chairs with coaches. The Detroit Pistons hired Monty Williams. Now that move kind of gets me a little, I'm a little nervous, but I'm not worried. As a Cavaliers fan, I'm not worried too much about that, about the Pistons, but the fact that they did get Monty Williams and throw a lot of money at them. And, so also, like, just the team that they have over there. They have Caden Cunningham. They have Jaden Ivey. They have Jalen Duran. They drafted one of the Thompson twins. They traded for Joe Harris. And then bringing Monty Williams in there as, like, and we've seen the success that he had at Phoenix. He got them to the top of the Western Conference, an NBA Finals trip, 2 trips to the second round. Timbuktu, I see you, homie. Just the things that the Detroit Pistons are doing. I don't know about y'all, but I want to see the Cavaliers and the Pistons rivalry ramp back up. Y'all came up when I came up, and y'all was around back in the early 2000s when the Cavs and the Pistons were going at it in the first LeBron era, where you had that championship Pistons team with Chauncey and Rip and Sheed and Ben going up against the young Cavaliers, and the Cavaliers getting over that hump, and how that rivalry was ramped up for a couple of years. I want to see that again with the Pistons and the Cavaliers in these next few years. They have a good young team over there, and they have the right coach, it seems like. And now with the Cavaliers on their come up, with their young core and with their young coach on the come up, I'll have more on JB and all that. I'm just not going to do it right here, right now. The Philadelphia 76ers hired Nick Nurse. It's an interesting hire. I am not the biggest Nick Nurse guy. Personally, I'm not. I think yes, he won a championship. He's a pretty good coach. He come from the G League. I get it. I understand it. I am a huge supporter of the G League. I am a season ticket holder for the Cleveland Charge. My first year was last year. I enjoyed myself at those games. If y'all haven't been to a Cleveland Charge game, y'all might want to get tickets and go. The tickets aren't even that much. Y'all can go down there and grab y'all a ticket. I also have 2 tickets, and I'm usually flying solo. I might take my kids with me. I might take the wife with me from time to time. But for the most part, I'm flying solo. Any of my friends Not any of your random motherfuckers. I'm just telling you, I'm a season ticket holder down there. If y'all want to go to a Charge game with me, feel free. Let me know which game y'all want to go to, and I'll gladly get you my extra ticket. Um, Back to Nick Nurse though. Like him, like he had the year with Kawhi, and they won a championship. But after that, it was the pandemic year, the bubble, and they didn't do so well that year. And then the year after that, they were decent. They were a playing team or a French playing team. And then last year, they were along the same lines. He's walking into a team that's ready made to win a championship. Let's talk about a little bit. Let's talk about the process just a little bit here. Joel Embiid is what makes that team go. Now, the GM that was there when they started the process is no longer there. They brought in Daryl Morey from Houston. He brought in James Harden. They let Jimmy Butler go. They kept Tobias Harris, which in hindsight is always 2020. Didn't seem like the best move. I'm a huge basketball fan. Like basketball, like this last 10 months or so, I've been knee deep in basketball. Like seriously, knee deep. I've been watching old basketball film. I've been keeping up with it, like football, boxing. It's been football, boxing, basketball for a long time. Now it's basketball, then football and boxing just falls in there. Dub, I see you, dog. Tobias Harris is one of those players that if I was a fan of the Philadelphia 76ers, I would be super pissed. Because the dude has all the ability in the world. We broke bank to keep you here. We chose you over a Jimmy Butler. And I believe if Jimmy Butler was still a part of the Sixers, three of him, James Harden, and Joel Embiid would probably win an NBA championship with Doc Rivers as the coach. People give Doc Rivers a lot of shit, a lot of unwarranted shit, in my personal opinion. Doc Rivers is a hell of a coach. And yes, they've been milking that championship in Boston for the last 15 years or so, but who the fuck cares? Us in Cleveland are going to milk that 2016 championship until the Cavaliers win another one. Am I right? Am I wrong? I'm just not too keen on Nick Nurse. I don't know how good or bad that's going to go for them. I don't know how long he's going to be there. That's not for me to judge. The Houston Rockets hires Ime Udoka, which is needed. You need some adults down there, and I'm going to get some more of what the Houston Rockets did in the offseason. The Milwaukee Bucks got rid of Mike Budenholzer, which was probably the biggest surprise of the coaches that got let go was Ime Udoka. I mean, was not Ime Udoka, was Frank Budenholzer. That team has constantly been at the top of the Eastern Conference for the last 5 or 6 years. But I guess now with the pressures that are put on these GMs and these coaches to win, and they build these teams, and when you have a player like Giannis Antetokounmpo on your team, air horn for me for getting that name on the first try. I roll with Greek. I'm telling y'all now, I roll with Greek. I am a Giannis fan. I'll argue over Greek. Not too much on Greek. Don't go too hard on Greek, because I'm gonna stand up for Greek. But that's a good hire for them. Adrian Griffin, former player. He had some coaching opportunities early on in his retirement from his NBA career. So I think that's a good hire for them. Kev, I see you, my cousin Kelvin down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I see you, cuz. The Phoenix Suns hire Frank Vogel. I'm laughing about that, but I mean, yeah, whatever. The Toronto Raptors hired Darko Rajakovic. I'm sorry. I'm gonna butcher that name. Any foreign name, I'm gonna butcher if I don't know it or if I don't hear it. Those were the coach. That was the coach carousel. We'll see what the top teams. We'll see what Vogel does in Phoenix with the squad that he has. I'm gonna get to that. We'll see what Milwaukee does with Adrian Griffin. We'll see what Philly does with Nick Nurse. I'm not expecting a lot from Detroit this year. I'm expecting them to be a lot better than they were last year because they were totally horrible last year. And that's because they were without Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham makes that team go. He's going to be the one that makes that team go. They can go where they'll go as far as Cade Cunningham will take them. And Jaden Ivey is right behind him. Jaden Ivey is another version of Ja Morant without the guns on Instagram Live. Excuse me, I'm getting my buttons together. And we'll see what Houston do with Ime Udoka with those babies, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Ja Morant was suspended for 25 games. I figured it would be about 25 to 30. A lot of people feel like it wasn't fair that he was suspended for the amount of time that he was suspended for, but I look at it like this. It could have been a whole lot worse. He could have gave him half a season. And with this 25 game suspension and with the new rules going into place, Ja Morant doesn't qualify. He doesn't qualify for the All-Star team. He doesn't qualify for any postseason awards. So he can come back and play like the MVP, but he won't get MVP votes or he won't qualify. He won't play in enough games to qualify for MVP. Mike, cuz I see you. Mike and my cousin Mike in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I see you, cuz. This is the thing with Ja Morant. When you have to go to the commissioner's office for doing something stupid, and you go in there and you give this whole spiel that I'm sorry, I was tripping, the gun wasn't real, it was a lighter, and then you turn around not even a month later and you out in suburban, wherever the fuck you were, on Instagram Live again with your friend taping you, and you do the same thing again. First of all, you need to get rid of that friend. That's first. That's one thing you need to do. Stop pressing record. I get it. This is the social media era. This is the Instagram times. These are those times. Y'all got to record everything. I get it. You're young. I'll give you that. But for the second time, your boy, y'all, like, dog, what are you doing? What? Why? So he deserves the 25 games for being absolutely stupid. That was just the goofiest, just goofy. It's too much going on out here. You got a whole lot of money. You just cost yourself your super max. You just cost yourself about 30 million. And I don't pocket watch, but you just cost yourself 30 million because you wanted to be NBA young boy. You wanted to be Young Thug. You wanted to be Chief Keef. You wanted to be King. You wanted to be all of these. You wanted to be all of these guys. So you fumbled the bag. So you have nobody but yourself to blame for that. Now, let's hope you take this lesson and take this as a lesson that, hey, I'm costing myself a lot of money. And I would say, where's your dad? Where's T at this time? But you can't put that on T now. You grown, boy. You grown. You want to fuck up your bag? That's on you. You the breadwinner down in this family. You the one. You the one. If you fuck it up, we all back in Sumner. I'm back at the barbershop cutting hair, taking care of your big grown ass when your millions run out. Luckily, Nike stuck by you, and that shoe came out and it sold out. I'm kind of tight about that because I want a pair. Little tight, just a little tight. But Demetrius Jamel Morant, take this as a lesson. Take a break. Stay in shape. Stay ready when your 25 games is up. Come back and do your thing, young man. That's all we need. Moving on. Two guys asked for trades. Two stars asked for trades. James Harden, who opted into his $35 million. His 1 year, $35 million. He's making $35 million, and they're going to be seeking the trade. Last I heard, the Clippers were in the mix, but the Clippers are playing a little bit of hardball. And also Dame Lillard asked for a trade. Finally. I'm a huge fan of Dame Lillard. Dame is my guy. I am a huge fan of Dame Lillard. It's only so much people can take. And as loyal as he was to that Portland franchise, 11 years, 12 years. Looking at this roster and you talk about you want to rebuild, dog, I will be 33 in a couple of months. I don't have much left. Dame Lillard has 2, maybe 3 of those seasons where he can go out and go off and average 30, 25. He's been injured. They shut him down because he was injured last year. The older you get, the injuries start to pile up. Father Time is undefeated. Y'all are going with a youth movement. You got Anthony Simons, who's a young guy, young star in the making. Shaden Sharp has the makings to be a young star. Scoot Henderson can be the next Derrick Rose, the next Russell Westbrook, that freakishly athletic guy that can average a triple-double if he wants to. MVP type of guy, multiple all-star guy. Scoot Henderson has that. Those guys are 19, 21, 22 years old. They're kids, practically. I don't have much time. I want to get my ring when I'm good and I'm able to go and get me a ring. So, again, I applaud him because the way I look at that situation, I look at that situation like this. I don't think he wanted to ask for a trade, and I don't think Portland wanted to trade him. It's this they're stuck. Like, nobody wants to be the bad guy in this situation. Nobody wants the fan base to turn on him. Because look at what happened. As soon as it come out, Dame requests a trade. They going nuts in Portland. They pissed off at him and questioning his loyalty. I was here for 12 years, 11 years. And y'all couldn't put a good enough team around me where I could compete with the Golden State Warriors, where I could compete with the Los Angeles Lakers, where I could compete with the Phoenix Suns. I watched the Memphis Grizzlies pass me up. I watched the Sacramento Kings pass me up. I watched the Denver Nuggets win a fucking championship and pass me up after we beat them in the playoffs a few years ago. And that team passed me up while you let LaMarcus Aldridge walk away, while you traded a Nicholas Batum, while you traded CJ McCollum, while you fired Terry Stotts, my coach, and you brought in Chauncey Billups thinking it was going to make a difference. Yusuf Nurkic can't stay healthy for shit. You got to give me more than Jeremy Grant. So I feel Dame Lillard. How can y'all turn on me when the front office ain't doing their damn job? You got to give me more than Jeremy Grant. You got to give me more than Anthony Simons. You got to give me more than Shaden Sharp. And you got to give me more than a 19-year-old kid in Scoot Henderson in order for me to win a championship. The Grizzlies put what they needed to put around Ja Morant. They put some good young players and some veterans around him. Russell Westbrook was on the first thing smoking out of OKC after Kevin Durant left. Look at Steph Curry. Look at what the Golden State Warriors did. They drafted Steph Curry, Draymond, Klay Thompson, Kevon Looney, and then they put vets around them. They found a Sean Livingston. They found an Andre Iguodala. They found a David West. They found complementary pieces. Portland hasn't done that. I can't name nobody else on the Portland Trail Blazers outside of the guys that I just named, and I'm a basketball nerd. So, more power to you, Dan. Now, James Harden is a different story. James Harden is on the wrong side of 30. James Harden has been he's been with the Houston Rockets. In the last couple of years, he's been with the Houston Rockets. He didn't want to go there. He pouted his way out of Houston. He wanted to go to Philly initially. They sent him to Brooklyn. All right, I'm cool with Brooklyn. James Harden. All right, I'm cool. I'll go to Brooklyn. My boy KD there. Kyrie is there. It didn't work out. He pouted his way out of there. Luckily for him, Ben Simmons wanted to pout his fucking way out of Philadelphia after he passed up on an open layup on a 5'2" guy. Not too much on Trae Young, though. So he got lucky. Him and Daryl Morey reunited in Houston. And now he wants out of Philadelphia. I think he's going to end up with the LA Clippers. That's just my personal opinion on it. Will that help the Clippers? Probably not. They're still going to be pissy little brother out in LA. The Lakers are back. Conference finals trip. LeBron is still there. A healthy AD. I'm going to get to the Lakers in a minute. The thing, and this is coming from somebody who loves James Harden. I am a fan of James Harden. I'm a fan of a lot of these guys. I'm a fan of all of the people that I'm talking about here. I'm a huge Dame Lillard fan, and I'm a huge James Harden fan. People are like, I don't like him because he don't do this, he don't do that. Well, your favorite player, everybody don't do everything. Everybody like he don't play defense. They don't pay him to play defense. They pay him to score. He's a ball hog. He's not a ball hog. He's led the league in assists twice. He is the reigning defending assist champion in the league right now. He's not a ball hog. James Harden's issue is when the moment gets big, he gets small. We saw it in Houston in Game 7 at home against the Golden State Warriors. When Chris Paul got injured, James Harden disappeared. But I can't put all of that on him there because the whole team disappeared. They missed like 30-something straight three-pointers. Stop shooting threes. Go to the hole. Go to the free throw line. Y'all got a lead. Stop shooting. Goes to Brooklyn. That wasn't all his fault. He got injured. And he tried his damnness. He just couldn't get it done. You can only do so much when you're injured. And I salute him and I commended him for getting out there, playing on a bad wheel. He just wasn't James Harden. This last Game 7, though, ain't no excuse. You and Joel Embiid both shrank. And Jason Tatum lit y'all ass up. Jason Tatum got in y'all ass. Pause. So those two guys, and those have yet to be resolved. And when they are resolved, I am going to speak about it. Bradley Beal got traded to Phoenix. Holy moly. Now, they traded Chris Paul to Washington and Washington traded Chris Paul to Golden State. It was this wild little week there. But looking at that Phoenix team, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, DeAndre Ayton. They ain't got no more money. But they found a lot of minimum salary guys, and that's what you have to do when you got 4 guys making 25 plus million. I ain't pocket watching. I'm just giving y'all the numbers. I don't pocket watch. I'm not gonna say nobody deserves money, and that ain't what I do. I don't rock like that. I'm not a GM. I ain't gonna tell nobody how to spend their money. Flat out. That's gonna be interesting. Kristaps Porzingis was traded to Boston. That pisses me off because now I'm really worried about Boston. That might be the move to put Boston over the top. Now they traded Marcus Smart, which gets rid of part of your defensive prowess, but defense isn't their issue. It's just the pockets of just bad offense with them. When you got a player like Jason Tatum and a player like Jaylen Brown who don't have a left hand, and how the fuck did he make it in this league this long without them figuring out he don't have a left hand? If you force him to his left, he's going to turn the ball over. That was just so mind-boggling to me. I didn't pick that up, and I'm a basketball nerd. But bringing in Porzingis, keeping the rest of your guys. Malcolm Brogdon is still there. They traded Robert Williams to Dallas in the sign and trade. Robert Williams got his money. That's an interesting move. Kyrie stays in Dallas. Not surprised by that move. Bruce Brown to Indiana. Like, who the fuck do y'all think y'all are, Indiana? Y'all got to relax. Y'all got to sit down. The Central Division, I'm going to just tell y'all right now. In the next 2 years, the Central Division is going to be the best division in the NBA. Because you have the Milwaukee Bucks. As long as Greek is still playing at a high level, as long as Chris Middleton got his money. I said Grant Williams, my bad. Grant Williams got traded to Dallas. My bad, y'all. Forgive me. But the Central Division is going to be up there. You got Milwaukee. They have a championship. They've had deep playoff runs. They got Greek Freak back. They got Chris Middleton back, and Drew Holiday's there. They're going to be around for a while. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers with their young core who's getting better, and I think Darius Garland is going to have him a year. They got Spider Mitchell for the next couple of years. Evan Mobley is about to be a superstar, y'all. I've been telling y'all for the last 2 fucking years what Evan Mobley is going to be. You got the Detroit Pistons with their young core. And you have the Indiana Pacers who just threw all the money they could at Tyrese Halliburton, and I'm so happy for Tyrese Halliburton. Super happy for Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton is one of my favorite players to watch in the NBA. That kid can play. They got Bruce Brown there. And then the Chicago Bulls, who knows? I mean, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, who knows when Lonzo Ball is going to be back there. Re-signed Vucevic. The Central Division is going to be tough. I'm just going to tell you that right now. All 5 of those teams might make the playoffs, or at least be in the play-in in the next couple of years. Bol is still a free agent. My guy Ryan. What up, Ryan? The Houston Rockets. Ime Udoka. First things first. Bring in a head coach. A head coach who took a team to the NBA Finals. A good hard-nosed coach, former player, and they've been raving about Ime Udoka as a head coach. Got suspended and ultimately lost his job due to, we all know what happened there with that situation there. I'm not going to elaborate anymore. Y'all know the situation. If y'all don't, Google it. They brought in Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, and Jeff Green. They brought in some adults alongside Jalen Green, who's an all-star in the making, Jabari Smith Jr., who's a great player, gonna be a great player, and the other Thompson twin is also there. Kenya Martin Jr. is down there as well. And you also have Kevin Porter Jr. down there. So they got a nice little young rotation of guys. And you brought in some adults that can help steady. And Fred VanVleet can be the point guard that's going to get those guys the ball where they needed to. And when they need to calm down, they get into a little bit of a rut. Fred VanVleet has shown that he can come down and calm them down and get a bucket when those guys aren't clicking. He'll get Jalen Green the ball where he needs it. He'll get Jabari Smith Jr. the ball where he needs it. He can get the Thompson twin. They also drafted my guy from Villanova. His name is escaping me right now, but he's going to be a hell of a player too. Cam Whitmore is the guy's name. So Houston got a nice little young team. I'm not saying they're going to make some noise this year, but they're going to be better than they were last year. They might be at the back of the lottery, and they may, hey, if they're a play-in team this year, don't be surprised. Don't say that Don didn't tell y'all that team had what it takes to be one of those play-in teams. The Memphis Grizzlies brought in some mature guys. They brought in a Marcus Smart, and they brought in Derrick Rose. You brought some adults in your locker room to help with your kids. You brought in a Derrick Rose who returns to Memphis after playing 1 year of college there. You bring in a guy like Marcus Smart, former Defensive Player of the Year, conference finals appearances, one NBA finals appearance, hard nose on defense. He's going to be there to help steady the ship. He's going to get that locker room together. He's going to help out Ja Morant. He's going to help out a Desmond Bane. He's going to help out he's going to help that team out a lot. Same thing with Derrick Rose. And I think Derrick Rose is actually going to get some playing time down there. He don't have to ride on the bench in New York with Tom Thibodeau. I was kind of hoping Derrick Rose went back to Chicago. Yeah, that's just selfish. Like, go back home, finish your career out. But I think Derrick Rose has a couple of more years left in him. I mean, hell, he sat out all this year, so he's plenty fresh. Which brings me to the Los Angeles Lakers. Conference finals appearance, swept in the conference finals with a team that they just put together in February. Traded for Rui Hachimura. Traded for D'Angelo Russell. Traded for Jared Vanderbilt. And they brought all of them back. Put Austin Reeves in the starting lineup. They signed Cam Reddish, who I wanted on the Cavaliers so bad. They brought in Gabe Vincent. They brought in Hayes from New Orleans. They brought in Taurean Prince. So the Lakers actually have an NBA franchise this year. They're going to start the season with an NBA franchise. Not that bullshit Rob Pelinka put out in October last year. So look for the Lakers to actually make some noise and be in the top four of the Western Conference and not fighting for a play-in. And LeBron going into year 21, actually having players around him that can get it done. He can spot up and chill and score and score when they need him to score. I'm not expecting LeBron's numbers to dip too far. I'm still going to expect him to get 25, 26 a game, 8 rebounds, 8, 9 assists. It's just LeBron. It's just what he's going to do. If Anthony Davis and LeBron James are healthy with this roster that Rob Pelinka put together, the Los Angeles Lakers might go to the NBA Finals next year. We might have a Lakers Celtics NBA Finals in a battle for championship number 18 for those two teams. That's just how I feel about it. That's just what I see. Y'all don't listen to me. I told y'all the Denver Nuggets were one of those teams, and y'all don't listen. Adam Silver announced that the in-season tournament will take place from December 7th to December 9th in Las Vegas. They're going to put out more details on that this coming weekend. It's going to be, they've done this in the G League, and they've been doing this in the G League. And like, this is not going to affect too much. The teams are still going to play 82, with the exception of the two teams that make the finals of this in-season tournament. It'll be an extra game. Those stats in those games will count, except for the championship game. I mean, the teams are going to play 82. I don't have a problem with it. I'm just wondering what the team that wins this in-season tournament, what their ultimate prize will be besides a trophy and a little bit of bragging rights. I mean, will they automatically qualify for the playoffs? What's the prize? That's the thing that I'm wondering about. That's the only concern I have for this. Other than that, I have no problem with this playing tournament at all. Just more basketball. The more the merrier. I'm always for more basketball. Now I know y'all wondering, Don, you ain't talked about the Cavs yet. I'm going to do some bonus material on our home teams here. I'm going to do bonus clips of the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm going to do bonus clips for the Cleveland Browns. So don't y'all worry about that. Like Club Pizzle is just expanding. I'm going to do other little clips and stuff that I didn't get to cover. I'm going to talk about those. If the Dame trade breaks or if the Harden trade breaks, I'll talk about it. I'll record a little 5-10 minute video giving my thoughts on it. Just let me shout out all of the guys who got their money this off season. And also salute to Rich Paul. Rich Paul got his players paid. A lot of these guys got paid. A lot of these players got paid. LaMelo Ball got paid. Anthony Edwards got paid. DeJounte Murray just got paid. DeMontis Sabonis got paid. These dudes is getting paid. Don't worry, Cleveland. Evan Mobley is about to get paid. Congratulations to those guys getting paid. Before I get out of here, I want to talk about something that just happened. It just broke today. I would have wrapped this shit up. I was trying to wrap up at like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Here I am at minute 50 here. Apparently Victor Wembanyama's security didn't beat up Britney Spears. She didn't grab him from behind, and his security jumped on her, and she's filing a lawsuit. Britney Spears, what were you thinking? You can't just go grabbing on people. Listen. It is what it is, man. Like, it's fucked up, but sometimes you get what you deserve. Just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. With that said, y'all, I'm getting out of here. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned to the Happy Hour Network. I got a lot of stuff in the works. Full disclosure, we'll be back this week. We're gonna cover the hot button topic that has been going on this past couple of days. So y'all wonder why I didn't talk about it here? I'm not gonna talk about that stuff here. I'm gonna talk about it on Full Disclosure. Also the Happy Hour Network, the Happy Hour Podcast. All of my rappers, actors, all creators, please get at me. My inbox and my DMs are open. That is the interview style show. If y'all want to be interviewed on the Happy Hour Network, on the Happy Hour Podcast, please feel free to get at me. I will interview y'all. Send me some music. Send me your bios, and we can sit down and we can have a conversation. I am here for my artists here in Cleveland. I know what it's like to try to get people to do interviews and shit for you. Like it's I'm not gonna say impossible, but I'm definitely here for y'all. I want to get y'all out there. I want to get y'all known. I want to get people to know who y'all are outside of the city. And with that said, y'all, I'm getting ready to get the hell up. Thank y'all for listening to the Happy Hour Network Premier Club Pizzle. Y'all can see, man, I'm getting shit together here. Camera look good. My little background look good. Not my little background, but my background look good. Ain't nothing little about what I'm doing over here. I appreciate y'all coming on this journey with me, man. I dead ass do. I remain thankful through everything. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. Always protect your peace. Protect your energy. The message is more important than the messenger. And creators, be great. Stay positive. Negative energy is trash. Peace. I'm still fly from paper planes to J's. Not rich, just got a good job, bro. Okay, still in my Levi's. 501's classic, fresh out the cleaners, all pressed in plastic. I'll be out in Beachwood.